Welcome in, Tanner here. Really excited to be your instructor and training partner for today's movement session. We're going to be focused primarily on hip function and mobility using the middle split as a foundation. We're also going to be doing some balance work, and I included a really fun layer that's going to improve shoulder and upper back mobility and posture that I think that you're going to like. The only thing that you're going to need today is potentially a band for some of the hip work that we're going to be doing, and maybe like a light dumbbell if you want to load the middle split. Something in like the 10 to 25 pound range would be perfect, but you don't need that stuff. Everything can be done body weight. Now, this particular flow would be awesome as a standalone movement practice for today, but if you did want to use it as a warm-up, this would be ideal for a warm-up for a lower body workout that includes some type of squat variations like barbell squatting, Cossack squatting. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started with a little bit of loosening work. So let's begin by just shaking it out, getting into our breathing. Bouncing a little bit to bring the nervous system into a more receptive and open state, using our circular diaphragmatic breathing to do that as well. All right, let's jiggle the legs a little bit. And jiggle the arms out. And then do the dynamic hug. As the arms swing back, palms up. As you cross over, palms down. I like to try to alternate which arm's on top each time. Okay, let's do some shoulder rotations. And hip rotations. And then let's put it all together. And then because we're going to be doing some shoulder mobility stuff today, let's do the flaps a little bit. I'm alternating. You can also do them at the same time if that's a little easier. Just internal and external rotation. And just being loose. Letting it go. Letting go of the tension. Okay, cool. All right, let's drop down, half kneel, left knee down, right leg up, tuck the tail, squeeze the glute to open up the front of that hip flexor. Take a big breath in with me, and then circle the hip on the exhale. And what we're gonna do here is just open up any restriction in the hip capsule so that we have hips that are moving more freely and easily for the mobility work that we wanna do. All right, freeze, big breath in. And then let's exhale and rotate the other direction. Okay, break, let's go switch other side. Tuck the tail, squeeze the glute, right knee down, left leg up, big breath in, expand the belly, rib cage, and chest, and then circle the hip as you do a long, methodical exhale. Those really long exhales help relax any tension settings that your neurology currently has. Big breath in, freeze, and let's circle the other direction on the exhale. Okay, let's get into our quadruped position and start with some hip cars. Now the challenge here is to brace your core and isolate all movement to just the hip capsule that we're working on right now. So let's get down in position, nice neutral spine. I'm gonna start with the left leg and I'll talk you through it. We're gonna go for 1 minute of hip cars each side. Here we go. So first, we drive that hip into extension, finding the glute. Then externally rotate, turning the top of the knee out to the side. Now bring that up as far as you can without rounding your back. Bring it back down to the floor. Then let's reverse. Lift your left knee as close to the elbow as you can. Then lift it out, abduct it out like a dog peeing. Now let's turn the top of the knee down to the floor as we go back to extension, finding that glute. bringing it back down. Here we go. Extension, find the glute. Turn the top of the knee out to the left. Bring the knee up towards the elbow. Bring it in, set down on the floor. Lift the knee up towards the elbow, out to the side like a dog peeing. Now turn the top of the knee down, internal rotation as we bring it back to hip extension and down. All right, let's go other side here. I'll turn and back into extension, turn the top of the leg out, bring it to the knee and back to the floor. Now bring the right knee up to the elbow, out to the side like a dog peeing, and then turn the top of the knee down. Find that glute, bring it back to the start position. Hip extension, turn the knee out to the right. That's external rotation, bring it up to the elbow, back to the floor. Keeping that core braced, knee to elbow, abduct it out to the side like a dog peeing. Now turn the top of the knee down to the floor as you bring it back into full extension and down to the floor. We got time for one more rep, focusing on keeping the spine still, isolating all the movement to that one hip capsule. That right hip capsule is the only thing moving right now. Your pelvis isn't swiveling, your body's still. Okay, let's go ahead and hop up. Now we're gonna get into our middle split. If you want to load it, you can just hold it goblet style. Go ahead, get the feet wide, pelvis in neutral like we talked about. Let's brace the core and be ready to begin in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Now there's another element I want to introduce today. I don't want you to let your feet roll out to the outside of your feet. I want you to really be firm through the ball, the big toe, and the inside of the heel. Here we go, knees straight. Feet pointed straight ahead, squeezing the ground with your feet as you brace your core and lift your pelvic floor. Imagine lifting the pelvic floor is what's pulling the feet in together. Keep hanging on if you got a little more time. Just a little more. And break, come out of your middle split. Now we're gonna do our standing balance abduction, okay, but I'm gonna show you how you can load this to make it a little more challenging. Get a nice stretchy band, not too heavy. I would go just below the knee. Now we're gonna balance and we're gonna abduct out 10 times. I want you to pause at the in range for a 1 count each time. Here, do it with me. Right leg first, here we go. 1, inhale back, exhale lift. Inhale back, exhale 3. Inhale back, exhale 4, 5, 6. Keep that pelvis in neutral. Keep that core braced. Don't arch the lower back to abduct the leg out, and keep that kneecap pointed straight ahead. One more time. And break. Switch right into it. Keep that core braced. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Core brace, 9, 10. There you go. Let's take that band off, or just get ready to go back in the middle split if you weren't using a band. Here we go. We're back into the middle split. I want you to be ready in 4, 3, 2, 1, and brace the core and begin squeezing the floor. Okay, now after you've squeezed the floor for, a breath cycle or 5 count, see if you can't wiggle a little wider, but keep those knees straight, kneecaps pointed straight ahead, feet pointed straight ahead, and then re-squeeze again. We're lengthening the adductors, but we want to be strengthening them too, so we're squeezing the ground. Widen out a little more if you can. Remember, inside pressure. I want the big toe, the ball, and the inside of the heel nailed into the floor for another 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Come out of that gently. You don't want to just pop out of that middle split. It can be a little shocking. You can feel that pelvic floor retract kind of. All right, let's do our abduction balance again. I'm gonna load it this time. If I wanna make it a little easier, I can go above the knee. Just wanna make sure we're using a band that allows us to move at our full range of motion. Here we go, let's balance. Let's go right side first. 1. Feeling it in the side of the glute. Go out, own the position for a 1 count. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. I want you to try to do this balancing, because balancing really works those hip stabilizers. But if you have to put your hand on something, lightly to be able to practice and keep up, that's okay. And let's switch to the other side. Ready, here we go. 1, 2, keep those kneecaps pointed straight ahead. 3, 4, 5. Spread that foot out on the floor. It's gonna help you balance. 8, 9, 10. Nice, okay, cool. Here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna do our middle split good mornings. So get the feet wide. Here we go, this is the layer we're gonna add. The hands start off down towards the floor. And what we're gonna do is imagine that we're pulling ourselves in by pulling the hands back and finishing in this position, external rotation, where we're trying to get the forearm as parallel to the ground or even above parallel if we can. That would be great shoulder external rotation, okay? This is internal rotation. We're trying to get to external rotation. Let's do 10 reps and then we're gonna hold the last rep for a 10 count. Here you go, do it with me. Exhale to go down. Push those hips back to get down. Extend and lengthen the spine. Bracing the core, still squeezing the ground with our feet. And then as we pull ourselves down, bringing the shoulder blades together and externally rotating the shoulder, trying at the very least make the forearms parallel with the ground. I'm showing you my good side right now. I have better shoulder external rotation with my right side. I lost count, so let's do 2 more. And let's go back and hold it, and then check it out as we're holding it. I want you to go from the position we're in with the hands to the prisoner position and back out. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed together while we're doing it. Keep those forearms parallel to the ground. Keep those elbows high. Spread the collarbones. And break, come up. Bring the feet together. And let's test out what a squat looks like. We're just gonna do, let's call it like 10 body weight squats here, okay? Keep the core braced, pelvis still, and just squat to whatever depth feels really good, feels really easy for you today. Knees come forward, hips drop straight down. Knees come forward, hips drop straight down. Notice how my pelvis doesn't swivel at all. That lower back stays long, flat, and straight. Knees travel over the second and third toe. But squat to the depth that feels great to you. Okay, break. Let's do a little bit of loosening. Shake those legs out. Bounce a little bit. All right, let's do one more round. Okay, we're in that middle split good morning. We're gonna pull ourselves in. Here we go. Exhale down, pull the shoulder blades back. Exhale down, push the hips back to get down. Knees straight, squeeze the ground with your feet. Brace the core, you should feel very solid here. 5, 6, try to get your fists higher than your elbow. 7, 8, 9. Last one, we're gonna go down and hold it. 10. Now move those hands from prisoner position to the original position and back and forth for another 6. Keep those shoulder blades squeezed together. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. And let's squat together. Here we go. Feel how that squat feels. And try pulling yourself down in the squat. Be active. Use your hip flexors to pull you down. Use your hamstrings to pull your hips to the floor. Active on the way down and up. 7, 8, 9, brace the core. 10, shake it out. Great job. Great session today. As I said, you are set up right now to do some great front squatting, back squatting, Cossack squatting. Any kind of squatting would be great right now if you were about to do a workout. Hey, I appreciate you moving with me today. It's been a pleasure practicing with you. I'll see you in tomorrow's practice.